So let's get into this new part of this story. We are now alone with the shadow, and while he might not be our enemy, he's certainly an obstacle to us getting home. Let me explain what I mean by that. The shadow is essentially a program from the game, but in real life, it's just a guy in a suit. A pretty cool suit, I'll admit. But for all his menacing poses and imposing stature, he's ultimately harmless unless we allow him to harm us. So if we want to get home, we have to fight past the shadow. But we can't defeat him. Or can we? That's kind of up to you. Do you want to try and take down the shadow, or do you try and reason with him? You decide. Now, in my playthrough, I chose to talk to the shadow because fighting something that's already dead feels kind of wrong. And besides, I really wanted to find out who was behind all of this. Was there a person? A group of people controlling the game? I had so many questions. But unfortunately, my curiosity didn't make the shadow any less hostile. In fact, he got really angry at me for thinking that he wasn't real. According to him, he was as real as it gets, more real than anyone I'd ever known. Wow. Well, okay. Then how about we ask him some questions? What's your name? How did you come to be? What is this place? Who sent you? Anything would help at this point. Just a little bit of information to work with. But nope, the shadow wouldn't answer any of my questions. All he kept telling me was that I needed to leave, that I wasn't welcome here. He said things like, "You don't belong here. This is dangerous. Leave before it's too late." Now, that's pretty cryptic, isn't it? It's not helpful at all. If he didn't want me to be here, why didn't he just send me back? Why did he keep putting me through these trials? Why did he show me everything he did? Was he trying to break me? I felt like he wanted me to feel despair, hopelessness. But why? Why? Put me through all of this. I never asked for this. I never asked to be in the game. I didn't even know the game existed until I stumbled upon the portal in the woods. It just kind of happened to me, like fate or destiny or something. Like the game was trying to reach out and grab me, drag me in, make me play. And when I finally got in, it was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. There were no cutscenes, no dialogue, no tutorials. I was just dropped into this world and told to figure it out on my own. There were NPCs, but they weren't much help either. They just kind of stood around and said things like, "Oh, hello there. What brings you to this fine establishment?" And then they'd stare at me awkwardly until I walked away. Then I started finding bodies, dead bodies, people who had been trapped in the game and couldn't escape. And then I found the shadow, and he told me that I was the only one who could beat the game, that I was the only one who could save everyone, but he wouldn't tell me how. And after a while, I just got tired of it. I was tired of being tossed around from town to town, person to person, with no answers, no explanations, and I just wanted to go home. I missed my family. I missed my friends. I missed my life. Why did I have to be in this stupid game? Was it a punishment? Was it a test? Was it a joke? I don't know. I just don't know. But the shadow didn't care about any of that. To him, I was just another player, another glitch in the system, another bug to be fixed, and he kept trying to push me towards the exit, but I kept resisting. I didn't want to leave. Not until I knew the truth. Not until I had answers. I just needed a little bit of information to work with. Just a little bit. That's when the shadow snapped. He said that I was making things worse, that I was destroying everything, and he attacked me. Now, he didn't actually hurt me. I mean, he could have ended me right then and there, but he didn't. He just kept trying to push me out the door, trying to force me to leave, and I kept resisting. I didn't want to go. And then he did something really weird. He stopped fighting. He just kind of stood there and looked at me, like really looked at me. And I could see that he was struggling with something. It was like he was trying to say something, but he couldn't. And then he just turned away and walked out the door. I think he realized that he couldn't beat me, that no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't force me to do what he wanted. And maybe that's what this whole thing was about. Maybe he was trying to teach me something. Maybe he was trying to show me that I was stronger than I thought I was. Maybe he was trying to break me because he thought I was broken. I don't know. All I know is that he left and I didn't follow him. I stayed in that room and waited. Waited for what? I don't know. For an answer. Maybe. But the only thing that came was silence. The shadow had been silent for the whole game. But now the silence was different. It was heavy. It was thick. It was like the silence was pressing down on me, suffocating me, trying to drown me in my own thoughts. And I hated it. I hated the silence. I hated the loneliness. I hated the fear. I hated everything about this stupid game. Why did I have to play? What did it all mean? Was I going crazy? Am I going crazy? And then I heard a voice, a woman's voice. She said, "Hello, can you hear me?" And then she started talking to me. And finally, I had someone to talk to. Finally, I wasn't alone. Except I was still alone. The woman was in another room. She was on the other side of the wall. And when I tried to call out to her, my voice sounded distorted, like it was coming from somewhere else. Like I was a ghost trapped inside a computer game. And the woman heard me. She could hear my voice, but she couldn't see me. She couldn't see that I was standing right outside the door. I wanted to tell her everything that had happened to me. I wanted to tell her about the shadow, about the portal, about the game. But she couldn't hear any of it. She just saw the door and she started walking towards it. She was getting closer. Closer. She reached out and knocked on the door, and then she was gone. This is the end of the 3rd episode. If you liked it, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. And subscribe for more content. Thank you.